who's is championed? What is that?
It's me.
What is that?
It's the end of a beep, beep, beep.
Jessica!
I couldn't think of anything else, and that's what it looked like to me.
I straight up skipped the guide. I'm just throwing myself into there.
Quick start
Guys
guide.
in the chat as
Write
well,
some
so it's fine.
characters.
Yeah.
Character shuffle-o-matic. Pick characters to write about. Write the beginning, star in those characters. Then we swap. Continue the middle part of someone else's fanfic. Then we swap. Write the ending of a different fanfic. Title your work. Take turns reading your fanfic. React. The more reacts you hit, the more points that part gets. Yes, even the poop reacts is worth 100 points. Award your favourite fics with bonus points. The stories and writers that get the most reacts and bonus votes are the winners. This game lives on the internet. Okay, that is nice. I live in Middlesbrough. The name Matt Hancock is already used.
Oh,
Oh,
You just gotta type faster, lad.
oh my god, Bunny Barnes already! Yay! Oh my god! Oh my god! I don't know any other characters actually.
I saw that only 2 characters Brit is related to.
Oh
Okay.
my
Oh my
God.
god! Pick 2 characters out of 5. Okay.
Oh no.
Okay.
Jess's laugh is scaring me.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do all ages because I just don't want to make anybody uncomfortable.
Oh, I didn't even look at that. I just did the characters.
Okay.
Oh no.
I think this is my favourite game. We haven't even played it yet.
It's really good.
We have to read it after.
Oh no.
I don't know what the fuck to write.
So I'm done.
I don't know how to fucking spell this word.
I can't wait for them all to come together and make no sense.
Yeah.
Not a single bit.
I'm so sorry.
Oh god. Oh,
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! I feel really uncomfortable actually.
Oh no.
I don't know what to say with this, so I am quite done.
So bad.
I've literally written like bad fanfic, and I don't think that I think that even the fanfic that I wrote on notebook paper in junior high would be better than this.
I literally have a creative writing degree.
And I'm struggling.
Okay, okay. Is this the last one?
Yeah.
I've even been a really
Oh,
nice
no.
Oh no!
Oh dear Lord. No.
Oh
no.
my god.
How with this one?
Oh, this is I don't know what to write. The ships we have come up with were truly or something. Let
I
me tell
mean,
you.
I just can't wait. This is just, I mean,
Oh my
honestly, I'm quite
God.
embarrassed by how much I've written and a couple of them, because I actually have managed to write quite a bit. with some of them.
Oh.
There's one line that someone's wrote, and it's got me every single time I've read it.
What we've done is illegal.
Illegal, actually.
This fanfiction's Joe Biden. Meowly, a womanizer.
Oh.
It was a dark, dark night in the Sleep Little sleepy little village where Agnes donned her socks. It was
Music
pouring down
playing?
with rain. It's Michael's Final Fantasy in the background.
Just setting the mood.
It was pouring down with rain, making the fields outside all clarty and horrible. As she started to make her warm milk for bed, she heard a meow from outside. Going to the door, she saw a tiny white kitten in a blue suit with a US flag pinned to it. Wet from the rain. It looked like it would squeeze into her handbag. She brought the kitten inside out of the rain, only to find out there was actually a man named Joe Biden who was transfiguring himself into a cat. That's enough of that, she said as she threw him back out into the rain. Joe Biden then came back in with his Nintendo Switch and cried, Agnes, you have yet to see my Animal Crossing town. It is a hoot with the youth of today. Agnes replied by stabbing his Switch with her knitting needles, hoping this gave him an obvious insight into her feelings towards him. Unfortunately, he took it as a compliment. I was emotionally starved as a child. Thank you for the attention, Mommy.
Oh no.
Agnes said, get to therapy and out of my house, dear, and swiftly locked the doors behind him, whilst calling animal control lest he turn into a cat again. I now know why they call them pussies. She
Oh,
stated
no.
blankly to the operator.
Oh my god.
I just love that. It was actually Joe Biden.
I cannot wait.
It was actually a man named Joe Biden who just figured it.
I just can't wait to see.
Are we ready?
Yes, I'm quite
Yes.
ready.
Okay.
Actually, babe.
We have the content creator in the Tory. Draco Malfoy was a whiny little twerp who had a real issue with anyone that wasn't a highborn pureblood, which became an issue when Mrs. Jessie McNamara was the complete opposite and could not stand for any Tories unless you are a Hancock babe. So Hogwarts classes with the two of them were a nightmare for everyone involved. Hey Plum Bellend, Draco teased, which was sharply met with a boot to the face. Go fuck yourself, you absolute Tory bastard. Jessie screamed between hits. She had been training as a boxer earlier this year, and her efforts were clearly paying off, even if it wasn't in a lawful way. Crabbe and Goyle approached steadily behind her and attempted to rebuff her quite astonishing high kicks that she had gained over hours and hours of stretching after watching Dance Moms, actually. But she killed them in an instant because she had a huge gun that she sneaked off Brit's husband Dylan when he wasn't looking. She then went on a rampage and shot Boris Johnson and Theresa May and anyone, honestly. She then pissed on Thatcher's grave and took herself back to Hogwarts rather content. When she returned to Hogwarts, she was astounded to see her one true love, Matthew, standing at the doorway. Got to keep your wits about you. The horrors are coming for you. Oh, sweet Plum Bellend. He grabbed her arm and pulled him towards her like a secretary wants NHS contracts and whisked them away to the room of requirement. There they lived, haunting the corridors of Hogwarts and shooting any snaky bastards who dared oppose them. The end. Or is it? Plum Bellend will return in season 2.
Plum Bellend's Revenge.
Hi.
Oh my god.
Hi.
Are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is Thor: The Darkest World. Featuring Thor and Mr. Phillips William Darcy.
I just noticed your name is To Be Happy.
Oh my god.
I
It
love
was
how
a
much you wrote for this, Brit. I just gotta say.
I wrote so much, babes. It was a stormy day outside of Pimberley Manor. Fitzwilliam was standing outside, his hair blowing in the wind that swept around him. His heart had just been crushed by a woman who didn't share his affections, but it was okay. He was falling in love with Thor, the best guy. He's been trying to get him out for so long. He's been gone forever, but it had never rained in England except for when Thor was coming to visit a true family. Face was behind him like 1,000 bees, golden hair gleaming and non-existent eyebrows raised, looking at Darcy with his baby lips. Fitzwilliam, how long have I waited for you? Another bout, another. He swept Darcy into his arms and off they went. Fandel summoned them back to Asgard, where Thor wasted no time in taking them back to his chamber. I brought you something to remind you of home, my love. Thor whispered into Fitzwilliam's ear. On a try by the bed. was a china teapot, steam pouring from the spout, sugar sat in a pot next to an eagerly awaiting its place in his cup of tea. How very kind of you, Thor. Miss Bennet had never been so kind as to offer me anything as mundane as tea, Mr. Darcy. It was clear to him that the infections of his heart had led him astray from his true heart. Thanks God, with these majestic blonde hair. Thor thought for a moment before deciding to be brave. Thor, what do you
Oh my god. He never reigned in England except for when Thor was coming. This is a true fact.
This is a true fact.
Are we ready, loves?
Okay.
All right. This is an unforeseen outcome featuring Severus Snape and Mike Wazowski. Severus couldn't put his finger on what felt wrong. Magic was unpredictable, but this was downright wrong. Before him stood a minuscule thing. What even was this creature? Small, green, one eye in the center of his head. But still, something was compelling about the almost humanoid creature before him. Severus Snape thought that he would never be able to move on after Lily abandoned him for that annoying little pureblood James Potter, but something about this one-eyed creature was drawing him in. Who are you? Snape asked. The creature said nothing back. Snape found this interesting and ultimately found himself even more drawn to this thing. He sat down, kneeling on his black bat-like robes so that he was on a level. He repeated, "Who are you?" The creature rolled its one giant eye. "Who am I? Who are you?" Grease monsters were outlawed as being too scary for the kids ages ago. Severus jumped back. The thing could speak English and it was using it to berate him. He had a gradual issue. "I'll have you know, creature, I am Severus Snape. I don't know how to let women go, and I like to bully children, but I was ultimately chosen for a redemption arc over my literal godson." "All right, whatever. My name's Mike Wazowski, and you're trespassing. This is Monsters Incorporated, and we make kids laugh." Severus sighed. "I've only known how to make them cry for so many years." Mike took his hand. "You've got a friend in me, Greaseball. I'll show you the ropes." They left together into the sunset.
Oh my god.
Okay, are we ready for this one?
I'm so ready, babe.
Brit, this is Brit's dream life.
Hold on tight. With
Oh.
Edward Cullen and Zaniska.
Paige wrote so much.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Zaniska was a lonely
This is
bee.
Paige's OTP.
Yeah, really.
Until they moved to Forks and met old Edward. He was a bit pale and seemed to stare at them a lot, but if they're honest with themselves, they kind of liked it. She'd never met someone like him, and he was like no one else. Not just a vampire, surprise, but a whiny bitch on top of that. They loved him regardless, even though he had been caught staring at her at night in her room, uninvited. "What are you doing here?" said Denise girl. They were dumbstruck. Edward looked at her with confusion in his eyes. "Don't you know?" He looked almost disappointed. "I'm taking you on your first roller coaster." Denise girl was taken aback, but still somewhat intrigued. She nodded slowly then. Before she could blink, Ed scooped them onto his back and muttered the famous, "Hold on tight, spider monkey," as he ran down the foothills to the closest amusement park to Forks, Washington. I don't know.
Are we
It's your
ready?
turn, babe. Can't wait to hear Chebby and Dean.
Oh my God.
This is
Oh, no.
House of Horrors, starring Boris Johnson and Matt Hancock, with the writers Chebend, Piage, and Amy. Rated all ages. Boris approached the desk in the House of Commons, ready to lean to the opposing side. They had heckled Hancock on his fare the previous week, and he was ready to set the record straight, as far as the opposition were concerned, anyway. "Mr. Speaker, He suddenly caught a whiff of lavender. It was as strong as the day he met Matt. He turned abruptly to see him clear as day as he sheepishly walked into the Commons. "Adulterer!" was ricocheted off the walls of the Commons, and the Speaker rebuffed with a hearty "Order!" But Boris was none the wiser. His eyes fell on his first love, Matt Hancock. It was as if Boris had seen a ghost right there in the House of Commons. Matt's face went white as a sheet, and they simply stared at one another, eyes locked, communicating in silence. But they sat there like that for hours. It certainly felt like that way. It felt as if no one else were in the room, but their eyes said everything that needed to be said. Matt, longing. Boris, disapproval. Boris had yet to admit to himself of the relationship him and Matt had shared. Matt knew that look of disapproval was secret longing for Matt once more. However, they could not be together. It just wouldn't work. Boris had to go home with his wife and giant baby and forever lived his life miserable that he missed out on his one true love, Matt Hancock. And that is the happy ending all Tories deserve. Good night.
Oh my god.